Hello guys, this is your girl Bridget Ekpo and you're watching Obodo TV. If you're joining me for the first time, thank you very much for watching my videos and for joining me on this episode of Obodo TV. Today I'm going to be talking about social media madness. Social media, the wahala of social media. You see, the funny thing is that a lot of us, of all people of all ages and these days use social media. It's not about young or old now. You find from 10 children on Snapchat, Twitter, older people, especially people in Africa. Facebook, that's the main thing that people in Africa enjoy, the social media that we enjoy using more. But the thing is that social media is good. It's a very good thing that is connecting people. For instance, you can find people that you've lost touch with for a very long time, secondary school, university, or whatever, people that you've known before who you've lost touch with. You can find them on social media. Like someone said to me, everybody is on Facebook, even goats and fowls are on Facebook. So it's a good thing. But for everything that is good, there is an element of it that is bad. So today I'm going to be talking about, how people can use social media, safely. The evils, or what can I say, how social media can harm you. Or like one of my friends in Spain said, social madness. I'm talking about social madness today because people have really gone crazy over this social media. You can take it easy. Social media is good, like I said, but there are so many things that is causing a lot of problems that people are not even aware of, especially if you live overseas. You need to be very, very careful the way you use social media. It can harm you. And I'm going to be talking about, analyzing a few aspects that social media can actually harm you in. So the thing about social media, the way I say that, the way Africans use social media these days is that, it's giving people this false impression about who they are, or giving them this platform to live a false life. So people are not, they just, all they care about is their image and what people are going to say about them, what people will feel about them and the image they are portraying out there, which is really, really bad. You shouldn't be caring so much about, living a false life. Be real, be true to yourself, be yourself. You shouldn't have to pretend just because you want, people are going to be seeing your pictures or your videos or whatever you're doing, that you begin to live a false life. Social media is making people live a false life. They will come out there and say all sorts of things, post all sorts of things, but people that know them in real life will tell you, don't mind them. Oh. This is not what it seems. It's all a lie. So if you're one of those people who is living a fake life, if you're living a fake life on social media, then you better advise yourself. It's not worth it. What it is that it takes a lot of people's destiny. That's the way I say it personally. Social media can snatch precious times of your life because they say time is money. And so when you wake up in the morning, Facebook, every minute you're on Facebook, the time that you should be using to do something important, except it's making you money for people. I actually left Facebook a while ago. I did leave Facebook because I'm not even going to lie. I was, becoming addicted to it, in that every day I was on it. I wake up in the morning before I say my prayer, I'm on it. So I left it, I came back. I left it, I came back. At a point, I started praying about it. I said, God, please, take this thing away from me. This is not important to my life. People that are really, really important, my friends and my loved ones and my family members who I love, have my number. So I can contact them or communicate with them, through other medium. It doesn't have to be on Facebook. I like seeing my brothers and my sisters' pictures, or my schoolmates, people who went to university together in Nigeria ages ago. I like seeing their pictures and their children and their families. But it's not priority. What is priority? It's what will advance you in your life, in your career, in your family. The things that are important. But you see today that people are neglecting what is important because of social media. So one of the things that social media does, Facebook especially, it's making people live a false life. All they want to do is to impress, buying things that they cannot afford just because they want to take a picture so that somebody will see. Who cares? Who cares? the enjoyment or whatever satisfaction you get from likes and comments is momentary. Let me just tell you, it's for that minute. It's not going to add any value to your life. So think about it. If you spend 6, 7 hours, 8 hours every day on Facebook or any social media, and you're neglecting your personal life, how does that advance your life? For instance, if you're a student and you are going to school, you don't read, that's 7 hours, and we know how social media is. You can open it now and you're just looking at one thing. Before you know, this one will come in, this one will come in. You know, the hours are flying. Before you know, it is gone. You know, so people need to be very, very careful. If you do need to switch it off, please do switch it off from time to time to focus on what is important. Don't allow social media snatch your life. Don't let it snatch your destiny. Don't let it take valuable time that you should be doing, you know, using to do things that will advance your life, things that are important to your life and your destiny. Don't waste it on social media. It's not necessary. It's not every comment that you must comment on. It's not every thing that you must like or you must add, every group that you must join. What it about you? Take it easy. You know, when you can't do it, but don't make it your except is your business, that you like have a business and you're advancing your business or you are promoting your business on Facebook or on social media. Don't be on social media all the time. It is not important. Focus on what is going to improve your life as a human being. Another thing that I find that people use social media for, which they don't think, you know, they don't really think about seriously, especially for those of us who live abroad, is people don't really think ahead of the impact that it has on your career, for instance. You see, the things about posting is that whatever you post today, even if you delete it, yeah, somebody else might have saved it. Somebody else might have saved that picture. And if you live abroad, you know that they do a thorough check. If you're a professional and you are going into any job, they will check everything about you. They're not only going to do your criminal records check, they will check your life on social media. I know a lot of people that have been disqualified from certain professions because of what their views. So for instance, if you hold very extreme views about politics, you know, or religion, you better keep them to yourself. Don't go out there and be posting nonsense. Because if you go and apply for a job, they will look at your Facebook and see what you're saying. And if you hold very extreme views about, you know, political views and religious views, and you are putting it out there, and it's against the ethics of that profession, sorry, they will not give you that job. They won't tell you why, but I tell you, employers check. You should know that if you live abroad. Employers will check your social media history. They will see what you have posted 5 years ago, and it can come back to haunt you. So you need to be very, very careful and think ahead, you know, of the things that you are posting today and how it's going to impact on your career or your profession in the next 5 years or in the future. Another thing that, you know, it can affect is, you know, confidentiality. If you're not very careful, I know, I'm a social worker and I know of people who have been disqualified, you know, from practicing as a social worker in the UK because of breaking confidentiality on social media. That's how serious it is. So because the temptation is always there for you to say something that is on your mind, and you know that funny button that will say what's on your mind, if you're not careful, you will be writing all your history on that thing. They will ask you what's on your mind in the morning, what's on your mind in the afternoon, what's on your mind in the evening. So for instance, if you're angry or you just dealt with a case that, you know, maybe the outcome is not something that you like or is gone, you know, then you go and write about it on Facebook. That's breaking confidentiality. You can't do that. If you do that, your job is gone. So that temptation will be there. So you need to be very, very careful to separate your professional life from your private life. You can put your private life there, but even with your private life, be careful. Know what you post. Know the things that you comment on. If somebody go and add you, because one thing I found that most people have started doing lately is adding me to groups. If you add me to any nonsensical group, I will delete you and I will remove you from as a friend. Somebody added me to a group the other day, a group in Syria. Hey, baby, oh, Syria. I looked at this group, I said, and you know, they don't ask your permission, they just add you. So you see notification that somebody has added you to a group. So I went on the group and I looked, and I saw some funny people who I don't know their agenda, I don't know what their mission is or what their propaganda is or whatever it is they are doing. And they are adding me. They don't even speak English. It's written in Arabic. I say, hey, Egbamio. I quickly deleted myself from the group, and I deleted that person and defriended that person who added me to that group. So you have to be very careful. Be vigilant. Don't allow anybody to add you to any nonsensical group that's going to harm your career or that's going to harm your life. So be very, very careful. Because confidentiality is key in most professions. If you live overseas, you need to be, you sign that agreement that as you're starting your job, that you're going to be abiding with the ethics of your profession, and that the confidentiality is going to be there, that you'll be keeping the confidentiality of your job. So you cannot go out there and be talking nonsense about, your cases or the things that you're working on. And the temptation is always there. That's why you have to be very, very careful. That's what I'm saying. And another thing is the madness of some African people on social media. Hey, Jesus is Lord. This smartphone, hey, since smartphone came out that people can record or video themselves. Jesus Christi. We've been seeing all sorts. Madness. You see people just open their phone and begin to talk rubbish. Some will be abusing each other. They will be calling each other's name. They will, what is that really necessary? Why do you have to go that far? Well, if you're going to be doing it and you know that, you that have a stake in your own life and in your own career and your destiny or whatever you're doing, you need to be very far from such people. I know people enjoy drama. They do. So when you see people fighting on social media and they're abusing each other and they're recording each other, you too, you go and be contributing to it and you'll be adding comments and likes. You better be very, very careful. Because if you add what you shouldn't add and your employers find out, then it will come back to haunt you. So be very, very careful about the things that you like or you comment on your post and the videos that you post. Post things that you know that, you're not breaking any confidentiality. It's professionally, safe for you to do that. You're not breaking any ethical codes or, standards of your profession. For instance, be very, very careful of your activities on social media. Don't use social media to abuse people or to settle scores. It's not necessary. If you want to settle scores with people, go and meet them face to face, where there is no video or any recording going on. Anything that you do that is on paper or is electronic, that people can point to you that you said this, it's a problem because it can be used as evidence. Go and ask your friends who are solicitors or lawyers. They will tell you. Any recording that you do, that they have your voice or they have you electronically, you've written something that's got your name on it, it's a problem. It can, be used against you. So be very, very careful when you start doing all those updates or commenting on all those groups that you join. You might think it's secret, but there's nothing secret in life. It will come out. So be very, very careful. Safety is another thing that I'm talking about. This one, especially, it's not only people who live abroad, people in Africa as well. You would think that with the number of kidnapping and, all sorts of things that are happening in Nigeria, for instance, that people will be careful about how they use social media. Hey, every day we hear of kidnapping, people being kidnapped. How do they know where you are? Sometimes you expose yourself. You will check in. Wherever you are checking in. They know you are in so and so place. So if somebody is telling you, for instance, when they follow your social media feed, they can tell where you are. So it's easy for them to have information about your whereabouts because you are handing them that information free of charge because you want to be on social media. Be very, very careful. You don't know who is watching. You don't know who is jealous of you. You don't know who is somebody who wants to harm you. So you need to be careful. Even with children, those of you who put this one is very, very common. You put children's pictures on social media, on Facebook. They will wear their school uniform. So people can tell the school that they are going to. If somebody wants to harm you, they can go to that school, and then later you'll be shouting that they kidnapped your children. How did they know where your children are? So be very, very careful. Don't be exposing your children to all those sort of things. Your children don't need to be on social media. I don't allow my children to be on social media. When I found out that my son went and opened a Snapchat, I say, just because from time to time, I will look at my children's phone. As a responsible parent, you should do it. Because you don't have to keep any confidentiality with your children. They are your children. So you can tell them what to do or what not to do. So I was checking my son's phone one day and I saw Snapchat. I was like, what? And he was doing all this, what they call it, filters. The one that will give you horn. The one that will give it. I just took the phone and I was like, come here. I said, what's this? I did it once. I said, I don't care. Delete it. In my presence, delete it. I never want to see you on social media. I don't want to put that pressure on them because it's added pressure when children begin to go. A lot of children in overseas, especially girls, are exposed to the risk of, bullying by other children or adults, people who can disguise and pretend to be children on social media, be bullying them, they'll be targeting them. So you need to be very, very careful what your children are doing on social media. If you allow them on social media, for instance, monitor what they are doing and be sure that they are responsible enough to understand the risk that is there. Don't put your children with their uniform on social media. If you have to put your children, don't put their school uniform on social media, on Facebook, that people can tell what school that they are going to, and they can target them for kidnapping in Africa. Preserve your safety. Take care of your own safety. Be responsible. Be a responsible parent. Don't be exposing your children. It's very, very important that you know that these things are safety, precautions that you need to take as a responsible adults. Another thing that social media does is, putting this very high unreasonable expectation on people, which can affect mental health. Actually, there was a recent research that was done about the impact of social media on people's mental health. So, for instance, if you're somebody who is you're not very fit, or you have a bit of flesh, and you're not slim like the way you want to be slim, or you are not you're not fit, and you keep seeing this picture of this size 0 people, because everybody is size 0 now, and they are like this size 0, everybody is so slim. It can pressurize you in your mental. You believe, everybody is so slim, like my friend, this one is slim, it's only me that is fat. So it begins to affect your mental health. That's one thing that social media can do. Some people will know you, they will starve themselves because they want to be thin for that picture that you want. Is it that important? Is those likes and comments that important? Is those pictures so important that you begin to suffer yourself? I'm not saying that people shouldn't look after themselves, It's good to look after yourself. Nobody wants to be fat. Fatness is not good. It's good to be active and healthy, for us to be fit. But do it at your own pace. Don't allow anybody to pressurize you. And that's what social media does, especially for young people who are not emotionally very, strong or resilient. You see other skinny people, children, and they will be, posing, and, people are liking them. And because you are a bit on the big side, or and then you begin to feel very pressurized. And the unrealistic expectation also has to do with terms of how people are achieving. So you see people who go on holidays, they put their pictures on social media, they take pictures of when they check in social hotel in America, in wherever they are going to. You don't have money. You are in your corner in Nigeria, you are just managing yourself. They begin to pressurize you that everybody is going on holiday. Me too, I want to go to abroad. I want to go Europe. It can affect you mentally because you want to measure up. Naturally, human beings are competitive, whether you like it or not. That's how God has made people. Everybody say, I don't compare myself. It's a lie. You do compare at some points. It's when it becomes unhealthy that is a problem. Because I think healthy competition is good in a way that you look at people and say, this person is doing this, they're achieving this, they're attaining this. I want to be like that. So you emulate them. But it becomes a problem when it's a do or die affair. I must do this because this person is doing this. I must achieve this. No, it shouldn't be. We all run our races differently. Life is not, all fingers are not equal. These fingers are not equal. Just because somebody is doing it today doesn't mean you're not going to do it tomorrow. Everybody has their own time to shine. So be happy for people who are shining. Your own time of shining too will come by the grace of God. As long as you are happy, for that person, and you celebrate them. I hear pastors always talking about celebrating people at their season. It's good. I agree with that, because some people, their bad belly is too much. Hey, they see you wear something and they don't have that thing. It's like a do or die effect. They want to kill themselves because of that. No, you shouldn't be. Be emotionally matured to know that, your own time is coming. So don't measure yourself with people on social media. Another thing that social media does, it causes a lot of bitterness, causes a lot of bitterness with people who will be looking at you and just be hating you for no reason, So some people will just be looking at you. Some people will even take your picture and be passing it around from one point to the other. All for what? All this social media madness, please. So be very, very careful, especially if you live abroad. You need to be very, very careful about your social media life. You need to be careful what you are posting, what you are commenting on, the videos that you're putting out there, the groups that you're joining, things that are coming out of your mouth, the posts that you're writing. Be very, very careful, because it can harm you. Even in Africa, you too should be careful about the things that you're doing, because health and safety is everybody's concern wherever you are in the world. Those are some of the things that I will say that social media does to people. It causes a lot of comparison. There's bitterness, you post a picture and your friend don't like it. Maybe they are at work. Maybe they are busy. They didn't see it. Some people will keep malice with you because you didn't like their picture. Maybe they did not see it. Don't take it personal. It's not it's not so serious. You know, you now begin to trust. It's like you're relying on people for validation. So your self-worth now comes from people validating you, saying, oh, you are beautiful. Don't you already know? If you don't already know that you are beautiful as a woman, or you don't already know your worth, that you need strangers to tell you, or even people who are not strangers to tell you, that means you're not matured emotionally. You should know. God has created you in his image. You are beautiful. You are well endowed. You are blessed. You don't need validation from anyone. That's what social media does. It makes you, you know, to rely on people to validate you, to say, oh, you are a queen, or you are beautiful, whatever. Some people may say they don't even mean it. So don't rely on people to validate you. Let your validation come from within yourself, knowing who you are as a human being, knowing your worth and your value, and knowing that you are beautifully and wonderfully created by God. I've talked about time wasting. Isolation is another thing, you know. Isolate people because you just hold your phone. You know, even in families, you see people who just hold their phone, and their phone 24/7, they will not communicate. So it does create isolation and addiction as well. Some people are addicted to social media. You know, like I said about my own experience in the past until I left. I actually just came back when I started Obodo TV, because someone said to me, if you're going to be blogging, you need Facebook, you know, to advertise your blog and all that. So that's why I came back to social media. So if you have a product that you're marketing, you have a brand, it's good. Even if you don't have a brand, it's good, but be careful how you use it. So I've talked about the disadvantages of social media, but there are a few advantages. Like I said, you know, it's a free market space for everybody. You can market your product, your brand, or whatever it is that you're selling. So social media is a good tool for you to do that. It's networking as well for businesses. Good networking that is free, that you can do, you know, on social media. So it's got advantages such as, you know, staying in touch with your loved ones. If you live abroad, for instance, you've got family in Nigeria, everywhere in the world, that you don't get to talk all the time. Facebook or other social media is a good venue for you to connect. And marketing. So those are the, you know, useful tools for social media. So if you don't have a brand, you're not selling anything, you don't have any product you're selling, maybe you should start, and you spend all your time on social media, you better start thinking about what you can sell or market. Since you enjoy doing it so much, you might as well make money from it. So be careful out there when you are using social media. Don't cause drama. When you're causing drama, it doesn't speak well of you as a person, especially for women. Do not be engaging yourself in unnecessary drama on social media, picking fights with people, abusing people, calling people names. No, it doesn't speak well of you. So be very, very careful about how you use social media. I hope I hope that with a few little tips I've shared with you today, you will not, you know, be more aware about how to use social media safely. And if you are one of those people who usually engage in all sorts of nonsense on social media, then you better check yourself and know how to make amends. It's been your girl Bridget Ekpo. I thank you for watching my videos. Please subscribe. Is that red button there? Subscribe on it. Thank you for your support so far. Be sure to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and on Twitter. I'm still learning the Snapchatting, you know, because I have a full-time job. So I can't be doing all this social media all the time. I try, but it's not so easy. So please subscribe, like, and share my videos. And I'll see you again soon. And goodbye.